Hello people, welcome, the Foreign Dutchman here, and welcome to a new video. Today it's Sunday the 11th of April and the 28th of Shaban, so that means it's almost Ramadan. That's right, Ramadan is right around the corner. Ramadan should start next Tuesday or Wednesday, inshallah, depends on when the moon is sighted. So we have to see that in a couple of days before the moon wars will start again. Always a traditional period at the start of Ramadan. Because the Islamic calendar is a lunar calendar, so the month starts at the beginning of a new moon. So for the start of the Islamic month, the moon is sighted, and when people sight the new moon, that is when the month will start. It's also interesting to note something I didn't realize, that like the Chinese lunar calendar, as I mentioned, is also lunar calendar. So that the beginning of Chinese New Year, which is also celebrated in countries like South Korea and Japan, is at the same date as the Islamic month starts. So those calendars have the same starting and ending time when it comes to the beginning and the ends of the month, which is something I only figured out this year, because I think maybe for the first year, the celebration of Lunar New Year was really a thing here in the West, where people emphasized it and really talked about it. Or it's just because I started to show more interest in South Korean culture, and that's why I got notified about it. So I don't know for sure, but it was an interesting fact for me, to find out. And for the people who don't really know what Ramadan is, or don't really exactly know what Ramadan is, what most people know is that Muslims will fast for 1 month, so 29 or 30 days, depending on how long the month is. As I mentioned before, it's a lunar calendar, so it depends on when the new moon of the next month is sighted. And we fast from not really sunset, from dawn till sunset. So that means no eating, no drinking, no smoking, and no intercourse. Um, and this year it's a bit more easier, especially for us here in Holland and in the northern part of Europe, because in the last 3 and 4 years ago, the longest days of the year were in the month of Ramadan. So we had to fast for almost 18 till 20 hours a day. And in the northern parts of Europe, like Sweden, Finland, Norway, is even worse, because there they have to fast for like 22 hours a day. So, yeah, subhanAllah, congrats. Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it, but my respect. Because you basically have to eat your dinner and breakfast in the same amount of time, because you only have 2 or 3 hours to eat. So yeah, my respect, and may Allah reward it and accept it from you. And I also wanted to give some Ramadan tips, especially when you see this part. Stop drinking coffee from this point of on. Just stop it, because most people complain that the first couple of days of Ramadan they're having headache, they're feeling very tired, and it's really rough. That's mostly because if you drink coffee like daily and drink as much as 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day, your body has to, yeah, kind of, what's the word? Detox of the caffeine. So your body has to get used that it's not longer having any caffeine, and you will have withdrawal symptoms, just like if you stop smoking or stop using drugs and those kind of things. So if you already stop drinking coffee now, these couple of days, so today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, your body can get used to the fact that it's no longer getting any caffeine. So when you start Ramadan, the side effects of not having any caffeine would be less. That's something I strongly encourage you to do if you drink coffee on a daily basis. I already lessened my consumption of coffee, I think, around 2 weeks ago. Because normally I drink maybe 3 cups a day, and I think I averaged it to 1.5 cup a day. Some days I drink two, sometimes some days I drink one. And the last couple of weeks I try to not drink any coffee at all. Sometimes it works, sometimes got weak, felt the need for a good cup of coffee and still drink one. But I think my last cup of coffee I had on Friday. So I'm not planning to drink any more coffee because, as I said, Ramadan is going to start Tuesday or Wednesday. And that's why also I never really had that problem at the beginning of Ramadan, feeling a headache and the withdrawal symptoms of not having any caffeine. Um, a second, I have my notes lying here, so if you see me watching down, it's because my notes are here. A second advice, not really advice, is more like the goals of Ramadan. Because the goal of Ramadan, if you look at it from Islamic point of view, it's to become more aware of God, of Allah, and make sure because of this awareness you do the things that are known that God loves and is pleased with. So trying to be a good Muslim, to try to stay away from sin, do more acts of worship, reading a lot of Quran because the Ramadan is the month of the Quran and the month in which the Quran got sent down. So that's also something we kind of celebrate, where we're trying to read as much Quran as possible during the whole month. And it's also a like a tradition to try to finish the Quran every month. And of course, for those who are fluent in Arabic, that's something that you do. And if you're a slow reader just like me, just try to achieve as much as possible. And for me myself, and this is more like if you look at the month of Ramadan from a cultural perspective, it's for some people it's like the Christmas period, so a period where people like look back at what they achieved the last month, the last year, and what kind of person they have become. May sounds very heavy, but sometimes things happen in life which will change your behavior and change how you interact with people. And this is the month where you try to either correct that or improve yourself, so to become a better human. And that's something I also want to embrace. So I always set Ramadan goals. And a mistake I think a lot of people make is to make Ramadan goals just for the month itself. So, for instance, let's take the example of reading Quran. Some people that hardly read any Quran on a daily basis, and then they say to themselves, "I'm going to read like 10 pages a day," which might work in the month of Ramadan, but after the month, you will get back in your old pattern, and this kind of habit will disappear again because it's too much for you to handle after the month of Ramadan. So something I always try to do is to look for behavioral changes, which are also feasible after the month. So for example, set a minimum for yourself of maybe 2 or 3 pages a day, so that you know that after the month of Ramadan, when you're really fully at work and are tasks with the responsibilities you also have throughout the whole year, you're still able to maintain those minimum of 2 or 3 pages a day, so that the month kind of kickstarts a new behavior pattern in that way. So that's how I really like to approach the month. Just not only as a reflection of what did I do last year, am I content with the person I've become over the last year, but also to try to make these changes. And yeah, as I said before, like use this month as a Kickstarter to make sure that you implement new changes in your life and are able to uphold that throughout the next year, until the next Ramadan, and then try to build upon the improvements you have made the last year. And also, to round out the advice, is to really, really watch what you eat and drink during the month of Ramadan. It's a trap easy to fall in, to eat a lot of during the month. So when you break fast, to eat really a lot. But the most important thing for the human body is fluid. So to drink a lot of water. I know, like, when you break fast, you have this cool best mango juice, and it's just the best when you break fast. Ice cold glass of mango juice. But I really noticed that because of the amount of sugar, and it's also quite a heavy drink, I'm really full after only drinking 1 or 2 glasses, which also prevents me from drinking a lot of water. And as I said before, the human body needs water over food. So it's very important. So when you break fast, to hydrate. So drink at least a half a liter to 1 liter of water. And also in the morning when you go and eat, make suhoor, or the other Arabic name you might use, to also drink a lot of water. Also at least a half liter until 1 liter of water, so that at least you get the minimum of 2 liters water a day. And if you eat until your stomach almost explodes, you will notice you hardly drink any water. Maybe you would drink 1 or 2 glasses, which is not even, depending on how big the glasses are, mostly that's not even half a liter of water. And if you drink that in the morning and at suhoor time, at the evening and in the morning, you might drink a total of 1 liter of water a day, and that's really not enough. So that's something I really want to emphasize, and try to drink, yeah, more water. Also try to steer away from juices and those kind of drinks with a lot of sugar in it, because yeah, it's also not very healthy, and I think water is still the best. And also try to eat a lot of bananas, avocados, nuts in general, and especially almonds, because those contain a mineral called potassium. Potassium. In Dutch we call it kalium, but in English it's called potassium. And that mineral helps your body to balance out the fluid levels in your body. So if you drink this, sorry. So if you drink like water or any other fluid, this mineral will help your body process it and absorb it more faster, and keep the fluid longer in your body, which will definitely it gives a very noticeable change when you try to eat like banana for suhoor, and you will notice that the fluid will stay in your body for much longer. So as I mentioned, it's in bananas, avocados, nuts, and especially in almonds. So I also try to, yeah, I would encourage you to try to eat those at breakfast time, at suhoor time. So you make sure that the balance of fluid in your body stays, still on a healthy level. Because here in the West, as I mentioned, where we have to fast for maybe 16 or 18 hours, and up north in the north of Europe, you still have to, maybe some people have to fast for 20 or 20 plus hours. So it's very important to eat as healthy as possible, because it really is strain on your body. And also during this month, we have to take good care of ourselves and our bodies. So for now, that's what I really wanted to mention. As you can see in the back, there's a charger right there, and it's charging my Nintendo DS, the OG DS. Wait, let me grab it, because I recently bought a new gem, which is Pokemon Black 2. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, it's not going to. Um, I have a Pokemon collection, and I try to have one game of every Pokemon release possible. And I still needed Black and White, either Black 2 or White 2, and Pokemon Emerald. But those two, Black 2 and White 2, are really expensive, and they're going for exorbitant amounts of money. Some people even ask 160 euros for the game boxed. And that's, of course, on the second-hand market, because after Nintendo has a new Pokemon game, or a new game in general, they stop manufacturing and selling the old versions. So then you have to find them on the second-hand market. And because I think those games back in the day didn't sold really, really well, So not many copies are sold, which now I think maybe 10, 15 years later will, not 15 years, they're from, wait, let me check real quick, from which year the game is. Wait, let me check, it's from, yeah, wait for it. Oh, I cannot read it, 2012, so almost 10 years old. So the prices almost tripled because games back then were around 40, 45 euros. And they're now going for 160. So I have found, oh, I'm touching the mic, sorry. So I found a really good deal at a place which was way under the 100 euros. So that was a good price. So I only need Pokemon Emerald to round up my collection. Then I have one game from every Pokemon release. So a release I count as a mainline Pokemon title, like Red and Blue I count as a separate release from Yellow. So Red and Blue was one release, and then a year later they released Yellow, and then they released Gold and Silver, that's one release, and Crystal's also separate release. So like the third overarching game I also see as a separate release. So the only game I still need is Pokemon Emerald, and after then I have one game from every release up to this date. So that's something I'm really proud of. Also having a lot of fun playing Black and White again, because I might have not played the legitimate version back in the day, and that was when it was released in 2012. So I haven't played the game for over 10 years, and some things are really actually new to me. So I'm having a lot of fun playing it again. And I bought Pokemon White, I think, last year. So it's also fun to see the changes they have made from Pokemon White up to Black and White 2. And see how they improved the game and the story. So that's, I'm having a lot of fun playing that. That was all the points I wanted to talk about for now. If you're still around to see the sport, thank you. I really do appreciate you guys listening to this rambling of me. If you really like it, do give the video a like. Comment in the reactions what your Ramadan goals are, if you want to share those, or maybe some other Ramadan tips for other people to benefit from. If you really like the content, subscribe and maybe click the bell icon so you get notified when I upload. And for now, thanks for watching. See you in the next time. Bye bye.